called me the next day, and I gave you the contact numbers of these people. And I know that you spoke with Jean. So what transpired after that? Was anything?
Well, first of all, the gentleman said that your story was not quite correct.
Jean is not a gentleman. Jean is a female.
Well, who's the gentleman that owns the dog? There's a gentleman in Ocean City that has the dog. Mr. Snyder. The woman from the shelter I called said that that's never ever happened. As a matter of fact, her comment to me was that they provide very good services. And by the way,
the woman or who you talking about?
This is the woman. You had mentioned that there was a woman who worked at the shelter, an animal attendant.
No, I didn't.
No, you did.
No, I said Jean was the one that went in there.
The woman who went in. The woman who went in said that I asked her about what occurred at the shelter. She tells me that the animal attendant said that they killed 3 kittens to her. I called the woman at the animal, who was the animal attendant. I asked Kathy to give me the list of people that worked on the day that the lady you gave me her name, whatever her name is. And I have the phone number. I called the animal attendant. She said that's never ever happened. I called Kathy and I spoke to
Do you think that this woman is going to make something like that up? That's ludicrous.
Well, let me
That'd
say
be like, no. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
okay, well, I'll give you one example of mine then.
Yeah, wait a minute, 1 minute, Gail.
No, this is absurd.
I want to be nice about this, Gail.
Well, go ahead.
The man's name. The guy is a, what do you call? He's an architect. I talked to the man. He's an architect. Okay. So what do you think? He's fairly legitimate, right? He told me you weren't even close to the right story, Gail. Not even close. So
what did he say? What was his story?
Well, first of all, your comment was he brought the dog. First of all, the dog was released to him to go home. He brought the dog back. This is your story. Brought the dog back in order to get it to be neutered. Just so you understand, I asked him the date that he brought when he got this dog. It was after 2002. Kathy became the shelter manager somewhere in that time period. She changed the rules. No dog leaves the facility unless it's neutered. The dog doesn't go home and then come home to be neutered.
Clear the shelter.
That's number one. The man did not bring the dog back, so let's be clear about that. He had a dog, correct? He had a dog. What he was telling me was he had 2 dogs that got out of his yard. One of the dogs he could not find. The other dog got picked up at the shelter. He came to the shelter. What he was unhappy about was not that the dog was killed or euthanized. What he was upset about was the fact that the dog, what had happened was he thought that they should have called him when they had received the dog. He had been there to ask them, is my dog here? And he gave them pictures of the dog. They posted the dog up on the bulletin board. The dog came in. They never called him. That's what he was upset about. He had to come back and find the dog. So the dog.
Now, don't you find this it is like unacceptable?
Well, let me say this to you.
How many animals have to die because this shelter is not run correctly?
The dog was never euthanized. The dog was never.
You just told me it was euthanized.
No,
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
let me move on to something. Mr. Corsi, I'd like to ask you a question. You said that you've asked for these tapes. Can you tell me the date that you've asked for these tapes and they've yet to be given to you?
No, ma'am. And when they first put this issue before this freeholder,
He did ask me. He did ask.
I have not yet. Whenever that date went it back.
So why,
Can I
why
respond?
won't you give him these tapes to be seen?
No,
No.
I have the tapes.
We haven't.
Do you know
But
why?
mean,
I can tell you why.
surveillance tapes. Why
Oh,
aren't
the surveillance tapes, yeah.
looked at?
That's
You
another
said
issue.
You need facts.
We
The
had-
surveillance tapes are the facts, and
think
you
I understand.
refuse to look at them.
You don't understand. We have had. I got the dates and times. I gave them to Glenn Hausman. He is our security director. He looked at these. There's nothing on them. You give us, and I wrote down right here. And I'm going to go back here.
Do you think that these people make up these stories?
I don't think you make it.
Do they make? I make them. Let me say this.
Real professional.
You ask your boss, Dennis Levinson, if I make anything up. Dennis is a very good friend of mine. I'm one of the most honest people you'll ever want to meet. So I make nothing up, okay? And one last example. I went into the shelter one day to look for a dog. I was taken down to the end cage. It was a gray and white pit bull. They said that it had been adopted at whatever years ago, and it was brought in by animal control, okay? They take the dog out. I'm walking around with the dog. I said, let me ask you something. I said, I have cats. Is this dog cat friendly? The girl, the shelter attendant, her name was Sue. She says, oh, well, let me see. We go up to a cage in the cat room. She takes a kitten out of the cage and puts it in front of this pit bull, which I don't care if it was a pit bull, if it was a shepherd, if it was any dog. You don't do this. In a heartbeat, that kitten could have been dead. And this is the procedure at the shelter. This is what goes on. I'm sorry, there has been ongoing complaints about the shelter for years, and nothing is addressed. Nothing. And it's time to end it. This girl who runs the shelter has become hardened. She would do everybody a favor to just resign and go out peacefully.
Thank you for your opinion.
Thank you.
No, she's not gonna let.
He told that story. He said it was ridiculous.